Welcome, everyone, to the Best of Markham podcast, brought to you by me, Igor Klibanov from FitnessSolutionsPlus.ca, your personal trainers for chronic conditions. Here with me today is Vasso Tsoutsoubri from CycleBar Markham. Vasso, tell us a bit about yourself.
Thank you, Igor. Thank you for first of all, thank you for the invitation and the honor to have me on board with the podcast, and your new book. You've told me a few things about yourself earlier. So
Yes,
congratulations to you.
thank you.
Uh, you want to know a few things about me. Well, I am Greek. I moved to Canada about 20 years ago. Um, and I am doing a dream come true.
That's
Very
that's
short, yes, very short.
that's amazing. You have your own business or your own franchise, so that's great.
Yes.
Now, when you came to Canada 20 years ago, what were you doing professionally at that time?
I was doing nothing.
Okay.
I was doing nothing. I met my ex-husband in Greece. I came to Canada. I was an immigrant, as many of your listeners, I'm guessing.
So
Yes, I tried a few things here and there as a job. No Canadian education. Language, English was, and it still is second language. So there were a few obstacles to overcome. But slowly, with hard work and perseverance, I managed to kind of grow, I'm going to say. I started working for a network marketing company
mhm.
that gave me a lot of skills. And I started educating myself, like reading books, trying to improve myself, attending seminars, webinars, anything that could help me grow as a person.
Yeah,
And with the support of family and friends, I started finding myself thinking that, like dreams can come true. Like if you really want something, you should go after it
yes.
and start putting in the work. And with the help of my now husband, I've managed to open my own studio.
That's awesome.
CycleBar
Congratulations.
Markham.
And so
Yes.
far, two of my podcast guests have mentioned that your business is their favorite business in Markham. Cliff,
Oh,
of
wow.
for obvious reasons, and Linda Rowe, which for other obvious reasons.
Yes.
So that's congratulations on living the dream.
You.
So you've tried a lot of different things from, well, at first you were doing nothing, then network
Yes.
marketing, etc. And how did you get into being not just a spinning instructor, but owning a cycle bar?
So I always liked fitness. I always liked working out. As when I was young in Greece, I was in different sports competitively.
Mhm.
Um, and then life happens and you kind of fall off that wagon. And I even started smoking. Yes. And we used to smoke a lot. When I turned 40, I thought to myself, I was a single mother.
Mhm.
My son was young, and I thought, okay, what if something happens to me and I can't help my son?
Yeah.
Which means I have to be healthy because I don't have anybody else to take care of me. And then I would need to take care of my son. So it was like it was a page turner. For me, it was like a decision that I need to change my life. I stopped smoking and I started running.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yes. So I started running. I did my 5Ks, I did my 10Ks, I did my half marathons, I did my full marathons, and I got tired. I got this hurt.
Mhm.
I need to do something else. But I always liked fitness.
Yeah.
So I did a little research and I discovered the triathlons.
Right.
So, oh, I can run, I can bike, I can swim. So I started riding. I had like a very cheap bike. And at the same time, it happened that the first cycle bar in Toronto opened up at Leaside.
Right.
And I applied and I got a part-time job there. And I started riding indoors.
Mhm.
And it just like in my mind, it just like things clicked. And I go, ooh, cycling. I can see those people riding on the road, the big pelotons. And I go like, I always found it fascinating.
Hmm.
Uh, and I go like, I like this. Like this is, I didn't know. Like sometimes you discover things about yourself that you didn't know that you really like and you become passionate about.
Yeah.
Um, the back then owner had created an amazing community in the studio. And slowly, slowly, I started getting the bug of that. Oh, I like this. I want to make it more serious. I want to make it part of my life.
Right.
And I started doing some research, how and why and what is required. COVID happened. So all the ideas went back in a drawer
Right.
for a while, and then once we came out of COVID, it was time to open the drawer again and start making plans.
Yeah. And resume things. And
Yeah.
so, what do you like most about being a franchisee?
The easy part is that you have somebody holding your hand.
Yes.
So that's the good thing with the franchise, being a franchisee, right? You have the corporate where they tell you, this is what you need to do. This is what you're going to use. This is what you're going to say. And you can always modify a little bit, make it how like more appropriate or what applies to the area, your clientele. But it is the support because opening your own business without somebody behind you who already has the experience is very risky. I
Yes.
am not a risky person. I don't like surprises. I
Right.
say that up front. So it was an easy decision for me to go with the franchise.
Oh yeah, no question about it.
Yes.
I'm a small business owner. I'm not part of a franchise. It's my own business, and I understand now how risky it is. Because when I was first opening up my own business, I had no clue, which
Yes.
probably worked out for the best. Because if I knew the risks, I probably wouldn't have done it. Um, and same thing with a lot of my other podcast guests. So I guess what you like most about being a franchisee is that there's somebody behind you telling you exactly here's the step-by-step process to make
Yes.
success.
That is correct. It's not always easy. It's not that you always like what you hear,
Yeah,
right? But they know better. They know because they've applied it elsewhere,
yeah,
so they know it works.
yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And what are you working on right now that's exciting to you?
Ooh, so I'm doing, people might not find it exciting, but I am working on my employee handbook.
Okay.
Yes, it's fun. It's policies and procedures and what do they need to do, like
Yep.
coming in the morning, coming in the afternoon. So that is like the daily stuff.
Mhm.
But at the same time, we are already looking forward into the month of April and May,
Yeah.
trying to figure out things to do in the studio to engage our clients,
No, very good. I mean,
keep them excited. Yeah.
yeah, I totally get that. I mean, I have what I call an expanded procedures manual. To
Yes.
the general public, it's not exciting. This is very much behind the scenes stuff. But to my staff, it helps me run my business smoothly. No matter which trainer my clients get, I want the client to have the same positive experience regardless. I can't standardize
Yes.
personality, but I can standardize operations.
Yes. Yeah. And I'm just going to add there, Igor, that you and I, we don't sell a product. Like you can say, oh, here is your phone, take it home and you go home and you play with it and you show it. It
Yeah,
is, it is the experience and it is the results of your own work, like the
yeah,
client's work, really. So
right.
the experience, yes, is like, uh, it has to be top notch.
Yes, absolutely. I always make sure that a lot of effort and thought goes into the experience of, in my case, the first session. Because if the first session goes well, there's going to be a second. If it doesn't
Yes.
go well, there may not be a second.
Yes.
So we don't. I always tell my staff members, our goal is not client satisfaction. Our goal is client enthusiasm. No?
That's nice. I'm gonna steal it. I'm gonna steal it,
Good luck.
Igor.
You enjoy it.
Thank you.
And obviously, entrepreneurship and being a franchisee is not always easy, even when you have, a franchisor holding your hand every step of the way. So, what obstacles have you encountered in your time as a franchisee?
Okay, so the first one is because we had to open a studio, the first obstacle was getting the permits.
Yeah,
So it was easy, quick for us to find the location, but then to get the permits in Markham, it took a little bit longer than what we expected. There were some obstacles that we had to maneuver because of the location that we were at. And then we had the construction. Now everybody knows that construction will always have something that will delay you.
Mhm.
And that is not the actual challenge. The challenge is that you have to talk to your clients that they have been waiting for you to open and
Yeah,
explain and say, like, we just have to wait a little bit longer. We just have to wait a little bit longer
yeah,
um, because we had this delay and this delay and that delay. So we tried to be upfront and open with all the delays that we had. And I think most of the people were understanding.
yeah,
Yes. And then once we opened, there is nothing easy. Literally, as a new business, there is so many things that you think you're prepared for, and you're totally not prepared. You don't know when the toilet, for example, will start leaking when you have a full class and you're trying to find like ways to what am I going to do? Where is my people going to go?
right.
When the lights are going to come off or the Wi-Fi is going to drop.
Yeah.
So there are daily little challenges that we have to overcome.
Yeah, yeah. And I noticed that pattern in a lot of business owners. I mean, I volunteer for the Markham Small Business Center as a small business as a mentor, I guess.
Yes,
And at different stages of business, you hear of different challenges. When
yes,
things are just starting out, that yeah, those are the kinds of challenges you experience. Just small operational things that when they're happening, they're big. But once you've solved them, you're like, okay, I got that behind me. I know
yes,
how to handle that in the future.
yes,
Eventually, the challenge becomes, well, how do I get more clients? Then you figure that part out. Then,
yes,
okay, now how do I get enough staff to service those clients? So at different stages of business, there are different challenges.
yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, awesome.
Yeah, and some challenges uh, you don't want your clients to see,
Yes, yeah,
right? And then yes, it's you just have to put a big smile on and just keep
yeah, yeah.
moving forward.
If it doesn't enhance their experience and it only makes it worse, why bring them into it, you know?
Yes.
Our problems are our problems. They don't need to be our clients' problems. And what do you do in your free time?
Oh, I try to train because I have signed up for a few races this coming summer. So I do triathlons. That is, somebody came into the house. So I do triathlons and I have a full Ironman in August and a half in June. So any free time that I have, I try to get on the bike in the pool or out running.
Yeah, so you're working out at work and you're working out when you're not working.
That is very accurate.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
Now, I know what a triathlon is, but to viewers and listeners who don't know how impressive that is, can you tell us what are the distances?
There's different distances.
Well, you're
Uh,
Ironman.
so let me do it a little bit differently. So
Yeah,
it is three disciplines, three sports, all need to be completed the same day.
yes,
So first you are going to do the swim, then it is the bike, then it is the run.
yes,
Right? The smallest distance can be 400 meters swim, 10 kilometers bike, and 5 kilometers run.
yes.
The long distance that I prefer to do, the full Ironman, is just under 4,000 meters swim, 180 kilometers bike, and then just for the fun of it, 32 kilometers run, a full marathon just for the fun of it.
42 kilometers.
42, yes.
Yes,
And you
very,
have to do that within 18 hours.
yes, yes. How
Yep.
much time do you think you're going to take?
So this is going to be my second.
Yeah,
My first one was last year and it took me 17 hours.
yeah.
My goal this year is 14.
Wow. And are you on
Yeah,
track for that?
I think so.
Okay.
I hope so.
We
I
wish,
hope so. Yep.
wish you luck. And
Thank you.
this is, after all, a Best of Markham podcast. What's your favorite business in Markham besides your own?
That is a very tough question
I thought
because
it'd be an easy question. I thought it was going to be like Wellington Veterinary Hospital.
I'm going to say that because because of my husband and our dogs. But being a business owner in Markham, there is so many little businesses around us, like so many, like you and I and the mom and pop in the corner, that they're not big corporations, they're not big businesses, that we really need to go inside
Yeah,
and get to know of the owners and
right.
fall in love with them. So I am discovering still. That's what I'm going to say. I'm still discovering Markham and the businesses there.
Does anything stand out?
Okay, I'm going to give a name. I'm going to call it the Rose River Brewery.
Oh, okay. We've been there before. That's excellent. Yeah,
Yes.
at the time
Yeah.
when you were promoting your studio.
Yes. Yes. A very friendly environment, very casual. If you go once or twice, then you get to know almost everybody. Like it feels like a second home. It's friendly for the animals, for the dogs.
Yeah,
Friendly staff, friendly owners. There
beautiful.
is always a happening there. Yeah, like you can never be bored.
Oh yeah, no, like I said, we were there with you and Cliff, and it was a good, great environment.
Yes.
Lastly, how can our viewers and listeners get in touch with you?
Okay, so first of all, we are located at 43 Main Street, Markham North. We are where the old RBC building used to be in the corner.
Mhm.
They can visit our website, CycleBar Markham. The same with our Instagram and Facebook, CycleBar Markham. Very easy.
That's perfect.
And can I promote something?
Go for it.
First ride is free. Come
Oh,
and try a class, and then if you like it, stay. If you don't like it, just it's okay. Go to a different place.
that is an irresistible offer.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for the interview. This was fantastic.
Thanks, Igor. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.